Have you ever wanted to be the very best like no one ever was? Me too! Then come join me on my journey to the top of the Pokemon trading card game live ladder, where we take a fresh account and try to get it from a lowly Togepi all the way to the Arceus rank. By studying the top tournament results and using some of the best decks in format, my name is Primetime Wizard TV, and welcome to my Arceus Arc. Hello, Pokemon fans, and welcome back to the Arceus Arc, the series where we bring a fresh account and try to bring it all the way to the Arceus rank. Yes, in the past couple of episodes, we've been in a completely different format, the Temporal Forces format, but there's been a new set, new cards. We're in Twilight Masquerade now, and we have new cards from Dragapult EX to all the different Ogre-Pons, but the theme for today is you're not going to be playing any of those cards. Yes, because today we're going to be playing with Iron Thorns EX. Iron Thorns has the capability to really shut off your opponent's deck. Sometimes you can auto-win a matchup just by solely existing. We'll talk about that a lot more when we get to the deck list, so let's go ahead and check it out. And this is the deck we're going to be bringing here today. It revolves around Iron Thorn EX with the initialization ability. Initialization, as long as it's in the active, Pokemon with Rule Box have no abilities. Yes, that means cards like Lugia V-Star can no longer call their Archeopsis, Charizard EX can no longer accelerate their energies, and Radiant Greninja can no longer draw you cards. Radiant Charizard can't even attack. Well, it's gonna need a lot of energies to attack per se, and makes life a lot harder for all those decks, and those are very popular cards. But how do we guarantee that this Pokemon stays in the active that's the only Pokemon we're playing. We're playing 4 Iron Thorns EX, and that's it. It has the attack Volt Cyclone, does 140 damage, and you have to move an energy from the active Iron Thorns to the bench. That may be a problem, really, when you're trying to continuously attack with the Iron Thorns, but luckily there are a lot of ways to switch out. Again, we're playing just a lot of trainers, and for our supporter lineup, it's going to be a lot of draw and disruption supporters, just like those 4 Ionos and 4 Judges, just because we really want to refill our hand at the same time disrupt our opponent. Arven is also played in this deck. Great card. Just be able to find those tools like the Future Booster Energy and the Handheld Fan. Future Booster, again, great card to attach the Iron Thorns, increases damage, as well as give it free retreat, so you can retreat into fresh Iron Thorns that you moved an energy to. Handheld Fan is a very funny card, just because if they hit into the Iron Thorns, we get to move the energies back. And we really need those Iron Thorns to survive. We're playing a ton of disruption, just pure disruption supporters like the Eri and the Giovanni's Charisma. Eri, we get to pick and choose items to discard from opponent's hand, and then the Giovanni's Charisma just to disrupt our opponent's energy in play. We get to move an energy from the field to back to their hand and accelerate energy as well. That is definitely a great card, especially when you shut off abilities. Playing 4 boss orders just to pick and choose what we get. Everything else, there's going to be 4 Pokégear, so we can draw into our supporters. We're playing, all right, the most disgusting lineup of items. You just know it's going to be a fun episode when you see 4 Crushing Hammers. Flip heads, discarded energy. They can't play the game if they don't have energies, and that's a great way to disrupt for sure. Techno Radar to get the Iron Thorns. We have Grabber to see the opponent's hand. Lost Vacuum to remove tools or stadiums. The Energy Loto is very cute. It is a key way to find our special energies like the Double Turbo or the Legacy Energy, a new card from Twilight Masquerade. It provides any type of energy, as well as if this Pokemon is knocked out, it gives up 1 less prize card. That means we can really attack with all 4 of our Iron Thorns, really force our opponent to go through all of them, really. And that's gonna be annoying for sure. We're playing 1 Canceling Cologne just to attack through something like a Mimikyu, and you have to combine that with Lost City just so that it doesn't come back, because that's the only way to deal with it. For our tools, we have Technical Machine Turbo Energize to be able to accelerate energy, TM Devolution to deal with those big pesky EXs. Let's lower their HP. We're also playing 1 Calamitous Wasteland to make it harder for our opponent to retreat. And yeah, honestly, that was a mouthful. There's a lot going on with this deck, despite only having 4 Pokemon. Should be interesting. Let's see if we can get some wins with it. Let's go. All right, we're currently in the Houndoom rank, pretty high up there now. We're in Great Ball, very close to Ultra Ball. Let's see if we can take a win. Again, we're playing Iron Thorns EX. This should be interesting. We need to run into really the right decks. There are some decks we just really lose to, you know, decks that don't really depend on abilities on rule box Pokemon. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can win the game. And yeah, we're recording this like right before NAIC, so it should be I'm curious if this is a deck that will show up in that big tournament. All right, again, ideally we do like to go second just because there are more live cards going second. We want to utilize our Arvens, Turbo Energize, and all that, but we're waiting for our opponent really to flip this coin. But yeah, hopefully we run. Honestly, our best matchup is Lugia V-Star, just because they can't do anything. We literally just exist and win the game. But here we go. Coin has been flipped. We are going to go second. Right. Yes. Yes, we want to go second. We could also bait something like an energy attachment, try and hit it with an early Crushing Hammers and all that jazz. But let's see what we draw into. Be prepared to give a couple of mulligans when you play this deck. Looks like my opponent mulliganed as well. Yeah, we still mulligan again. We're only playing 4 Pokemon, so odds are we're not going to be able to draw any draw a starting Pokemon too soon, as our opponent's playing Dragapult, which is probably the most hyped card coming out of the latest set. As we do open up with the Iron Thorns, we have the Energy and the Turbo Energize. The scary thing is we're not really shutting off anything with Dragapult, so we're going to really have to depend on our Energy Disruption to try and win this game. I'm not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be a tough matchup, but we are gonna do our best. Our opponent does open up with a Natu. We do stop cards like the Rotom V, for example. Very powerful V Pokemon. Sometimes these decks used to set up, but with 8 cards in hand, seems pretty good. They get an energy attachment for turn in the Dreepy. Would love to get in Crushing Hammer potentially. They are pairing it with the Natu Zatu, really, to accelerate the psychic energies onto the Dreepy. So the key, I think, for this is going to be discard the fire energies as we do draw into the Crushing Hammer. Heads, one time. Oh boy, we need it here. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and discard that fire energy. Not too bad there. We'll use the Arven now as well. Try and grab ourselves. Let's grab a Techno Radar just to get more Pokemon into play and a future booster energy capsule. Just alrighty. I think here we're gonna go ahead and this is tough. This is actually kind of tough because the Pokégear, we don't have a supporter for next turn. We could discard something like a lightning energy this turn. That would have been too bad. But yeah, we're gonna use the Techno Radar. We could discard the future booster, actually. We could discard this. This is fine. And we'll grab ourselves 2 Iron Thorn EXs. And just like that, our field is pretty much set up, right? We attach the double turbo onto the active. We'll attach the Turbo Energize. And let's go ahead and Energize. And I absolutely love that the, the future Mecha Godzilla deck has an attack while we use a CD to Turbo Energize, or what is it called? Yeah, Turbo Energize. This sounds like something Iron Thorns would use, right? Or Mecha Godzilla. Opponent finds another fire energy to attach to the Dreepy with the Earthen Vessel as well. So they do have the slew of energy cards if they choose to. They can start swinging right now. They need to evolve the Natu into the Zatu, Rare Candy, Dragapult, and then Accelerate Energy. So that's the scary thing. Despite the fact that we did get to discard an energy, we're still they're still en route really to attack this turn, as Arven is going to be able to find them. If I had to guess, maybe a Rare Candy Dragapult, and we are going to be in trouble. Rare Candy Dragapult, Hero's Cape, excuse me? Okay, a giant Dragapult. There's a Rare Candy as well. I don't mind the Hero's Cape, right? Because what we can do is just attack into the Dragapult and then go for a big TM Devolution so we don't have to deal with 420 HP. As they actually miss out on the attack. So not too bad. We got the TM Devo, which is funny. Let's Pokégear here. Eri could be funny. We have the Iono. I think I like the Iono, to be honest, but for next turn. I don't know. What a tough choice. I mean, what items are we really discarding, right? We could hit Rod. We could really hit Rod, and that would be great. I think we do grab the Eri, and let's see what we can get. Earthen Vessel is fine. They have a lot of energy to work with, so they are attacking next turn. But this is technically their only Dragapult, so I don't mind that. We'll go ahead and Volt Cyclone. Getting rid of the Natu means we get rid of the energy acceleration, so not too bad there. I think this is where getting rid of the future booster capsule is going to bite us in the butt. Just going to move that energy there. Hopefully we draw into a double turbo or something. Let's see what we get. Giovanni's Charisma. That's a really funny card. Really, really funny card. If we could pair that with something like a Crushing Hammer, that sets them back like 2 turns. Well, it sets them back a turn, really. Unfortunately, Giovanni's Charisma just puts it back in the hand. So, and Dragapult, you know, all it needs is attach and they're good to go. And yeah, Phantom Dive is a very scary attack. 200 damage, and they get to move 60 damage anywhere on the board. Yeah, things are gonna get very, very dicey if we don't get to attack at least this next turn. Again, tough matchup because we're not really shutting off that much. And yeah, they get to spread the 3 damage counters to split, right? They get to split it on the Iron Thorns. I would have liked to see the split, to be honest, just so that technically Phantom Dive knocks out any Iron Thorns I choose to go up with. They didn't even put it on the one with the double turbo, so I don't mind that. We top deck the double turbo. Not too bad. I'm going to use a Pokégear now. An Arven or an Eri. We know the hand is full of energy. I think we get the Arven here. Yeah, I think we get the Arven. And next turn might be the time we turbo energize. Might be. Yeah, we'll go Arven. Grab the Lost Vacuum and a Handheld Fan. I don't think Handheld Fan's going to help out. I guess we just get another booster capsule. And at least we get to move the energy to the other Iron Thorns. Something problematic would be boss's orders for sure. As we are just going to go ahead and Volt Cyclone here and move the double turbo energy to the bench. Things are looking dicey, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie. And 420 HP is a lot to deal with. But we know for a fact our opponent's hand is full of energy. If we can deal with... I would love to get like a boss's orders, just boss up the Dracloak. As they go for the boss's orders themselves here, they're going to go ahead and take 4 prize cards. Very big here. Phantom Dive. Take the knockout on the active. And this is the power of a Dragapult. But luckily, you know what? We only need 1 Iron Thorns to survive, I think. Maybe. We need to draw the Legacy Energy bad. As they are going to take 4 prize cards here. Things are getting very scary. And I can only TM Devolution once. So the nice thing is, the Dragapult decks, if I'm right, they don't play too many rare candies. And once we TM Devo, this goes into the hand as well. The Dracloak also goes through the hand. Maybe they just won't have any more Pokemon. 9 cards in hand. Things are scary. Would love to get a Judge here as well. Handheld Fan isn't going to cut it. I'm going to have to use the Lost Vacuum. We'll get rid of, I guess, the future. This is my last Iron Thorns, right? We'll get rid of that tool. We had to do that just because then the Dreepy would have 170. And we'll go ahead and attach this and go for a big Devolution. Taking a knockout on the lone Dragapult. Right now, they only have a Dreepy. No way to accelerate energy as well. They're going to... They need to fill up their bench once again. As we need to find something to work with. And the scary thing as well is they're not going to be attaching energy to the active. If they have a 12 card hand, right? Yeah, they have a 12 card hand. They need like a buddy pop in here. Nest Ball is great as well. Finds a Dreepy. I'm curious if they're going to... Yeah, they're going to attach the active, which is interesting. They get to TM Evo, but that means there's still like an energy behind, which is great. This is great. We get to take a knockout on another Dreepy. I would love to get a boss's orders here. I'm not going to lie. Take a knockout on the Dracloak on the bench. Oh, things are getting scary. Let's see what we get. Pokégear. Dreams can come true. We do get a boss's orders. Do we go for it? Do we take a knockout on the Dracloak? Leave them with just a Dreepy. We could lose, though, to Rare Candy Dragapult. We definitely lose to Rare Candy Dragapult. Maybe the way is just Judge here. Hope that they don't draw. Oh, excuse me. We'll go ahead and Iono them. Maybe that's the way. I like that. I like that. We'll try an Iono. Would have loved to get rid of their Dracloak, really. But this could put them in a tough spot. I don't think we need another double turbo. We're just going to go ahead and Iono. Let's hope that they get stuck here, ladies and gentlemen. They're down to 2 prizes. We have an energy as well. We have the Crushing Hammer as well, which is funny. And we're just going to go ahead and Volt Cyclone. Take the knockout on the Dreepy. Dracloak against the world. They have 2 cards to work with. They could also... They still have Recon Directive. Very powerful ability on the Dracloak. Ooh, things are getting so scary. If they evolve into Dragapult, we're still in a very tough spot here. Rotom V isn't Dragapult. And if all they do... They can't instant charge. They can't instant charge because we do shut that off. Initialization shuts that off. They can't get a buddy pop in. 1 card in hand. They need to Recon Drive. They need to Recon Directive. Try and get a Dragapult. Dragapult does survive an attack at the very least. And we won the game against Dragapult. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the best. Well, a deck that everyone has hyped up in the new format. But not against our Iron Thorns. Woo! Very big. Okay, we somehow found a win against Dragapult EX. Again, I was very scared of that deck. And bringing us up now to the Alakazam rank at Great Ball. Let's go ahead, go into one more match here, and hopefully find ourselves another win. We're up against Stega in the Greninja rank, the rank we were in previously, and we'll have to see here. All right. Fingers crossed. Come on, Lugia V-Star. Would love to see the Lugia V-Star. Would love to actually shut off some abilities. We did shut off the Rotom V in the last match, which was, you know, that was kind of key. As Tails, let's see if we did win the coin flip. Looks like we did. I think I'm going to opt to go second once again. Do I want to go first? No. All right. We want to go second because maybe we could also hit them with an early Judge in case, you know, we leave them with a giant hand. And let's see what we're up against. Water, please. Chen Pal is actually kind of scary, but we'll deal with it when we deal with it. We do at least shut off Chen Pal EX. Looks like just 1 mulligan. Wow. That's a lot of supporters there. No energy attachment too. Would have loved... If I got an energy, I would just go ahead and Arven this turn, go for a Turbo Energize. Looks like my opponent is playing... At least Radiant Greninja. Hey, no concealed cards for you. This might be Chen Pao, and not quite sure how we deal with Chen Pao either. Just because it's very hard to disrupt Chen Pao, especially when they go double Bibarel. But I guess this is where we're gonna lean into our double Aries. There's 8 cards in hand right now. I'm curious again. All they've given us is Radiant Greninja, and I'm judging by their sleeves. Don't know what they're playing just yet. If I got an energy, there's a buddy pop in at the very least. Do we fish? Do we fish, ladies and gentlemen? Do we fish for a superior? Because we could blind Eri turn 1, and they did draw a couple of cards. But hey, buddy pop in should at least reveal what our opponent is playing. Would love to see. What else? What else could play water? No, there it is. There's the Frigiback and the Bibarel. Again, very tough matchup for us. We don't shut off... Unfortunately, yeah, we don't shut off Frigibacks or Baxcalibur and Bibarel, unfortunately. So it's going to be hard to disrupt. But we do, again, disrupt, at the very least, the Radiant Greninja and the Chen Pao, as they are going to just attach and pass. We got a double turbo. Okay. That's great, actually. Does this mean we're free to Arven here? And we're just going to go ahead and grab Turbo Energize and a Techno Radar. Yeah, we got the double turbo, so I think we Techno Radar the Iono here. Double Iron Thorns. Unfortunately, we can't Turbo Energize the active. Would love to just boss down the Frigibacks, deal with that, really. Go here, attach the Technical Machine. Just go for a big old Turbo Energize. Hey, at least, you know what? They didn't draw with the Radiant Greninja. That's great. Split the energy there, and let's see what our opponent is rocking. I would have loved to blind Eri. I really would. Like, maybe get some rare candies too out of the hand. But honestly, all they need is Irida, and they are off to the races. But let's see, 7 cards in hand. They can't utilize Radiant Greninja. They can't utilize Chen Pal. Oh, Silvery Chill on Chen Pal. They could still definitely attack. Yeah, handful of supporters. Top deck, Lightning Energy, and if this is their only Frigiback, I'll go for the boss's orders. Maybe even go for the boss's orders on something like the Bidoof. That's not too bad as well. If we can mitigate the draws they have, maybe a late game Iono or a late game Judge can put them in a bad position. But we'll have to see. Irida, again, great supporter, allowing them to find themselves a water Pokemon plus an item. Typically, that's rare candy plus the Excalibur, so they should be able to start swinging. The only question is, what else do they have in their hand? There's nothing I could have done to stop the Irida. Ooh. Canceling Cologne. Oh, dear. Okay, that's one way. This is definitely one way to deal with the Iron Thorns. If you Canceling Cologne, that means you do shut off my ability. And now they are free to use concealed cards or even Silvery Chill. And there's the concealed cards there. Draws 2. If they have 2 energy in hand, they can Silvery Chill for the other 2 energies. Then they can start swinging. But let's see what they've got. Again, we knew they have 1 in hand. They're going to the Chen Pal now. To be honest, we don't have a nice and clean way to really deal with the Chen Pal either. I wouldn't mind they take a knockout now on my Iron Thorns, and I go for an Iono to 4 after this. And as long as they don't have the Bibarel yet, they could still struggle. And hey, you know, that's one way definitely around initialization. Fortunately, our only weakness, Mecha Godzilla's only weakness is some perfume. Or excuse me, some cologne. They do have the Ultra Ball, so Ultra Ball will find them the Bibarel, and that makes me sad. Again, their board isn't that scary though, right? They will be able to attach at least all the energies they have left in hand, and then they can draw more with the Bibarel. Again, would love, and they have the Earthen Vessel, so they do have the knockout here. Discarding the Super Rod. Again, I would love to boss the Bibarel. I would love to just take the knockout on the Bibarel. Unfortunately, again, without a double turbo, it might be tough here. Yeah, I'm thinking here. I need to top deck a double turbo. As 4 energy is going to be enough to take a knockout here and refill their hand to 5. If they get a buddy, they can try and set up more Bidoofs. There's a Nest Ball. Nest Ball could find them one of those Bidoofs, like I said. Or at least one more Excalibur. Yeah, it looks like it is going to be the Frigiback. That's fine. Unfortunately, this deck does not play... Yeah, unfortunately, this deck doesn't play Counter Catcher. I think it'd be great addition to the deck, to be honest, just because we do fall behind sometimes, just like right now. And we need to pair falling behind with Iono and some sort of disruption, really. as they are going to Hail Blade here for the knockout. And now that they have 4 energies in the discard pile, it's just a matter of energy retrievals, and an energy retrieval will translate into a knockout, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and bring up the Iron Thorns. Let's see what we top deck. Top deck DTE would be great. It's going to be Pokégear. I don't think we need Pokégear, as I am just going to go ahead and use this Iono, draw 6. Hope that we can find ourselves a double turbo energy, as we do find it here. We have Grabber, which is fine. Doesn't really do anything, really. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and I could use the Grabber, but then they just draw more off the Bibarel if I get something out of a hand. I don't mind that they have Pokemon in hand, and we're just gonna go ahead and Volt Cyclone here. We just kind of have to hope they don't have answers, really. Next turn we can Iono once more, but again, just because they have the Bibarel, they can just get a chain going. If they can get the second Chien-Pao, it's very safe to bench another Chien-Pao here. And there's the Irida. Irida translates into Chien-Pao plus the energy retrieval at the very least. And again, 4 energies, that's enough to take the knockout. We can't run them out of 3 retrievals, unfortunately. Oh, it's gonna be Buddy Buddy Poffin plus the Baxcalibur. I'm not opposed to that as the rare candy into Baxcalibur. That's fine. Buddy Buddy Poffin should be able to find themselves maybe a Bibarel. They had the superior energy in hand. Discarding another Bibarel, that's fine there. Okay. And they have the knockout. But they don't have another Chien-Pao. Okay. So something I can do is hopefully find my Calamitous Wasteland. If I can find my Calamitous Wasteland, I'll make them really work for a retreat, as they do have the Pokestop as well there. Ah, great discard. Not opposed to that. If I have a boss's orders, I'd boss the Bibarel still. Oh, maybe not now that they have a Pokestop. I need a little bit more. Would love to see the Legacy Energy as well. Maybe force them to take an extra Thorns. Would be definitely a lot, really ideal. As they are going to go down the last 2 prizes. Nest Ball is going to find them one more Chien-Pao here. So now it's essentially just a retrieval translates to win. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a very tough spot. They take the knockout here, going into our last Iron Thorns. No, is this... I'm a little worried, just because this is also going to be our first loss on the account. But that's okay. We had a good streak. Did get the Techno Radar. We use it here. We'll discard the Lightning Energy. Get our last Iron Thorns into play. At least we got that, at the very least. And we'll go for a big Iono. This is Iono and Prey at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 cards against the world. Can we get there? We did get the Legacy Energy. Not too bad. Unfortunately, not much else. Yeah, not much else. But hey, we haven't lost yet. At the very least, we haven't lost yet. Do we Pokestop? Is there anything we need to find? I don't think there's really anything that helps here. We're just going to go ahead and Volt Cyclone. Take the knockout on the Chien-Pao. We'll move the double turbo energy onto the Iron Thorns. And hey, we can boss up the Bibarel too now, right? We can boss it up now. Future booster energy capsule isn't going to help. If they get Prime Catcher plus... If they have boss's orders plus 4 energy, we just lose the game. But let's see here. Bibarel. Heavy Ball is they're gonna be able to check there. But yeah, very tough spot. Industrious Incisors draws 3. Hopefully they don't find anything here. They had to draw first, at the very least, right? If they don't find anything, there's a Superior Energy Retrieval. They're gonna be able to take the knockout. Double Pokestop. Dreams could still be alive here. They're only taking 1 prize off the Iron Thorns. If we could take a knockout on the Bibarel, we could get them stuck here with only 3 cards. 3 cards and a dream. It's gonna be Hail Blade here, and thanks to the Legacy Energy, does buy us 1 more turn. Oh, buddy boy, they have 3 cards in hand. We're going into Iron Thorns. I'd love to bump the stadium. We need to bump the stadium, actually. Find us the Lost City would be great, or Calamitous Wasteland. I'll take either. Let's see what we get. Future Burst Energy, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and Earthen Vessel away one of those booster energy capsules. Draw those two guys. This is it. Unfortunately, they will get 3 cards off the Pokestop at the very least. And we're just going to go for the Volt Cyclone. Take the knockout on the lone B-Bro. Go down to 3 prizes. Opponent has 1 prize remaining. They can win this game. All they need is an energy retrieval, and they will get there. Going straight into Chien-Pao. Shows me confidence. 4 cards in hand. If it's already in hand, if Irida's in hand, Retrieval's in hand, or if they have to Pokestop for it, there's a Spirit Energy and Retrieval. With that, oh no, our first loss in the account on the stream, but that's a-okay. I still think Iron Thorns is a great deck. You just really do have to run into the right matches. Imagine if we ran into Lugia right off the bat, and we just flip up the Iron Thorns and win. But unfortunately, Chien-Pao, they don't really need that much. If they get their B-Bro running, it gets tough for sure. Good game, my opponent. But yeah, let me know, chat. Let me know down in the comments below if you want to see this deck again. I think we're gonna end the video here, just because I think we did get to showcase. We did get to use 4 Iron Thorns. I thought that was really cool, using the Legacy Energy's key. This is a type of deck where there are a lot of changes we can still make. I think I do want to see at least 1 counter catcher, just so that you can pair counter catcher plus disruption. I think that is just an amazing combo in itself. Other than that, I'm gonna have to think about it. If you guys have any suggestions on what decks we should play next, or if you have any suggestions on how we'd like to see the Iron Thorns EX deck, what would you add to the control style deck? Just because there is a lot of space. With that, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all next time.